For today's Smoothie Saturday, we will be making chia seed pudding. Hello and welcome to Smoothie Saturdays. I'm Dr. Melissa West, and today, as per Tim's request, we're going to make chia seed pudding because he loves it so much. So chia seed pudding has been all over Instagram and Pinterest, and I really love it. It's super yummy and it's also really nutritious. But what I found is the recipes that are floating around there are really high in sugar, and not refined white sugar, but usually maple syrup or agave nectar. And even though these aren't refined sugars, they are still sugars. And so I wanted to create my own recipe that had less sugars in them. And so it seems like whenever I put the pressure on myself to make my own recipe, it comes down to the 11th hour before I finally get it right. And so yesterday afternoon, I finally got my recipe just the way it tasted, sweet enough, and I was happy with it. And I was able to manage to half the sugar in the recipe that I was previously using, so I was really happy with that. So what I did was I used fruit to sweeten the chia seed pudding and drop back on the sweetener. And what I also do is I usually double up the recipe so that I have more than one serving available in my fridge. You make this the night before. Well, what I usually do is make it the night before, and then I have lots available in my fridge. So let's talk about chia seeds. They are incredibly nutritious. They're high in protein. They're high in omega-3 fatty acids and calcium. They help to keep your blood sugar in check. They're high in fiber, and they're loaded with trace minerals. So just 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, and we're going to be using a 1/4 cup in our recipe, have 11 grams of fiber, 4 grams of protein, 80 milligrams of calcium, 1.1 milligrams of iron, 7% of the recommended daily allowance of thiamin, 4,750 milligrams of omega-3s, 1,750 milligrams of omega-6, and 580 milligrams of omega-9s. There are 27 nutrients, trace nutrients found in chia seeds so far: calcium, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, zinc, copper, manganese, alanine, aspartic acid, vitamin B12, fatty acids, tryptophan, threonine, a bunch of ones I can't pronounce that I'll put in the show notes as well. So lots of great stuff in chia seeds. They're grown without pesticides in Mexico and Guatemala, and they're part of the mint family, which I found interesting. They're easy to digest, they're gluten-free, and they have a gentle flavor, making them easy to blend with other foods. Let's make our chia seed pudding. So this is a bit of a 2-step process because we're using the fruit to sweeten it. What you're going to do is take a cup of hazelnut milk. We showed you how to make hazelnut milk last week, I believe. So take a cup of that. And we'll use this jar again. And then you're going to take half a cup of blueberries. And you could use any fruit for this that you wanted to sweeten it. So blueberries are nice and sweet. You could use whatever fruit you have on hand that's sweet to sweeten this. And then we are still going to sweeten it, but not a lot of sweetener. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of agave nectar. You could use maple syrup. You could also use stevia if you wanted to use a herb that's not going to mess with your blood sugars at all. You can use, then we're going to use a teaspoon of vanilla. And then we're going to blend all these ingredients together. Okay, so once you have your ingredients blended, what you have is like a blueberry milk or fruit milk. And you're just going to take that. After you use your blend tech for a while, these things don't stick together too well. That's okay. You're going to put this back into your jar. I find mason jars work well for this because I'll show you what you're going to do next. And then you add your 1/4 cup of chia seeds. So this is just so fantastic because you get to use so much chia seeds. So take a 1/4 cup and add this to it. And then what you do is you shake it up. And you're going to leave it in the fridge for 4 hours. You need to check it in about halfway through and just give it another shake, because the seeds collect at the bottom and you want it to be uniformly mixed in the middle. So what will happen with that is, here's my pudding that I made last night that's been in the fridge. And it's kind of like tapioca. It becomes kind of like gelled. This makes a great breakfast, and you can put fruit on top of this as well and have it for breakfast. It's super yummy. Nice and sweet and super nutritious. The other thing that I wanted to say about chia seeds is that, unlike flax seeds, you don't have to grind them to get the nutritional benefits from them. You can eat them whole. So that's it. That's how to make chia seed pudding. It's all the rage right now. I look forward to your comments below. Thanks for watching.
Finding a great yoga class is becoming more costly and difficult. Now there's a better way to self-improvement in the privacy of your own home. Visit Dr. Melissa West at melissawest.com and start getting free weekly online videos. Real yoga for real people.